All right, band members, we're going to be talking about the iPad interface that you're going to be using. This is probably a larger iPad or tablet than what you're going to be using at your location. But as you can see here, it's not connected yet. You have to make sure the tablet is connected to the right Wi-Fi in the room, and technical people, the tech coordinator, the person running sound at the back of the room will be able to tell you which Wi-Fi it needs to be connected to. Also, it needs to have the right IP address connected. The one you see here is probably not going to work for the one at your location, so you have to make sure it has the right IP address. This information should be entered in when you get your tablet, but in case it's not and you look at it and there's no number here, you need to make sure you have that right number punched in. Once you have the right number punched in and it's connected to the right Wi-Fi network, you hit connect, and it's turned green, so it is connected, and you hit done. And here you can see it comes up probably from whatever was connected to last. Right now it's connected to Eric. If you tap the green field in the top, it brings up whichever in-ear monitor that you're going to be controlling. So here from Sunday, we had Aaron, Dale, Brenda, Elijah, Eric, and we even had someone named Jason down here. So make sure it matches your name or your monitor send. Make sure you have the right one. It happens that sometimes you will connect to one and you will be controlling someone else's in-ear mix, or someone might be controlling your in-ear mix. So make sure you're connected to the right one. These can also be a little finicky. Sometimes they say they're connected, but they're not actually connected. If you find yourself adjusting things and it's not really adjusting anything, make sure you're not adjusting somebody else's in-ear mix, and then close the program and relaunch it, and that might reconnect it. Here you see your master volume, master fader. Keep that at 0. Start with it at 0. That's usually a safe bet. When you turn it sideways into landscape, it then brings up your options to adjust different instruments. And so here we have kick, snare. We have a bottom snare here. It'll look different depending on what campus you're at. Tom, floor tom, overheads. Bass, here we have acoustic. And here we have nothing over here. We usually have electric over here. And then we have the Nord keyboard. And then we have our click and our track. And we have vocals, Aaron, Eric, Brenda, and then one more over, you start getting into the computer graphics machines. So when you go to adjust your in-ear mix, less is more, at least for starting. We're going to turn everything down. So if you are a vocalist or a vocalist who is also singing, think of the bare minimum of what you need to play with the band. So if you're a vocalist, you're going to hear your vocal. So if, let's say I'm Eric, I'm going to turn up my vocal, and I might need to hear my other. You see Eric has his turned up. You might hear other vocals if they're singing along too, if you're singing harmony. So start with your vocal and maybe some of the other vocals. And we're going to start what you might call with not a whole lot. And then Eric, I know, play the acoustic guitar, so we're going to go back over to acoustic, and we're turning up the acoustic guitar just a little. And maybe you need to hear a little bit of percussion, and you can turn up the snare, or if there are overheads, mics over top of the drums, you might turn the overheads up just a little bit, so you get just a general percussion and get some general rhythm. And that's it for right now. We're going to start off small, because what happens if you start off by turning things like up loudly, it might sound good when the band is soft, but when the whole band builds and it gets to a bigger part of the song, you might realize all that stuff that you've thrown in there at high volume is now just kind of overdriving your head, and everything is getting lost. So start off small, play a song, and if there's other things you still need to hear or add, go back and add whatever you still need to hear or add. So maybe you start off with acoustic, your vocals, and a little bit of drums, and someone else might be playing keyboard, so we're going to turn the keyboard up. And you're just going to start off small and see how it sounds. And afterwards, you're like, okay, it sounds pretty good, but I really need to hear more keys. Then you go back and turn the keys up. So again, if you start off small, that allows the song to get louder in your head without having too much in your ears to overdrive it. Or if you're listening to something, listening to it, and maybe it's overall just too loud. It sounds okay, but it's just kind of blowing your head off. You can take this, turn it back this way, and just turn everything down if you need to. That's quite a bit actually, but just try turning everything down. Or maybe it sounds pretty good, but everything is too quiet. You can kind of do one of two things. Maybe it sounds really good, but it's just too quiet, and you don't want to mess with the magic. You can come in here and you can turn this up still quite a bit. So you can come over here and just turn your overall mix up or down. Again, start off simple. Less is more. These aren't supposed to sound, it's not going to sound like, your favorite pair of headphones listening to your favorite mix. It's called a reference monitor. So you just need to hear what you need to reference to in order to play with the band. Again, start off small, listen to a song, play through a song, and then go back and add or take away whatever you need to add or take away. All right, thanks.